What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon 466 Cards dropping in for a quick video talking about Fanatics and Topps industry conference that's happening in Arizona this week. I wasn't gonna record this video. I actually have another video scheduled, and that'll go up next week. But I thought I'd drop by because Topps has dropped a little bit of a teaser talking about a big announcement. So I'm gonna come up with my best theory as to what that is. And you might be thinking to yourself, Simon, you literally just posted a video yesterday about how nobody knows what's happening at Fanatics and you shouldn't listen to any rumors. And I would say that is absolutely correct. However, those were rumors where people were claiming they knew stuff. I claim to know nothing. I have no insider knowledge. I don't know anybody who works at Fanatics or Topps. I know nothing. But what I am going to do is do what they always tell you to do in conspiracy theory movies: follow the money. So let's do a quick history recap of Fanatics and what they did. So what they did in 2021, they partnered with the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball, along with their players' associations, to create this new Fanatics collectibles. And I believe out of those six entities, between the players' associations of baseball, basketball, football, five of the six actually own part of Fanatics Collectibles, which is a subsidiary of Fanatics. I believe it says here the NFL has not struck a deal with the newly formed company yet. So, but basically, everybody owns a piece of this pie. The one notable exception was the NHL and NHLPA, which re-upped with Upper Deck in October 2021, only 2 months after the Fanatics bombshell. What's interesting here is that it says the deal, which was signed by both the leagues and players association, is believed to be for more than 5 years, according to the source. The more than 5 years is interesting because what it suggests is that there's probably some sort of longer term agreement, let's say 10 years, with an opt out or a mutual opt out on both sides after 5 or something like that, right? And so the fact they don't mention the specific length is a bit of a tip off for that. Again, that's just my theory. Let's see where we go. But, basically, Upper Deck took away the hockey license. What's also interesting is about a year ago now, April 2022, a bunch of the leagues led the latest round of investment in Fanatics. Not Fanatics Collectibles, Fanatics, the larger umbrella company. And so you look at this and you say, oh, who invested? It's like NFL, other major sports league, player unions, team owners, yada, yada, yada. Great. Well, who invested exactly? It said NFLPA. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they're already part of the Fanatics Collectibles umbrella. Other investors include Major League Baseball. Makes sense because they also are part of the Fanatics Collectibles umbrella. And its players union makes sense. And then wait a second, who is this guy? What is the NHL doing here? Why are we here? You aren't part of this, right? You're busy with Upper Deck. Why are you investing in Fanatics? Seems strange. Huh. Okay. Now let's take a look at something else. Well, when does the Fanatics deal begin with MLB? With the NBA and the NFL? The NBA agreement runs through 2025, or with Panini runs through 2025. NFL is 2026. Okay. Let's go back to this. It was at least a 5-year deal, right? Maybe an opt-out, but it's like, for more than 5 years. This article is 2021. That suggests 2026 would be the year that this would end. Or at least they might have an opt-out, which would align perfectly with this. And so all of what I'm saying right now, I actually truly believe 100%. That puts a lot of pressure on Upper Deck and their team to make sure that the NHL and the NHLPA is happy. They've had an agreement since the 90s. There's a long-standing 30-plus year history there. But if I had to guess, the NHL, the NHLPA timing it with the end of the NFL agreement with Panini and when they would turn it over to Fanatics, that's not a coincidence. And so again, I truly believe this is not just for YouTube content. This puts a lot of pressure on Upper Deck to make sure that that relationship with the NHL and the NHLPA is solid and needs to be solid, because without them, Upper Deck basically doesn't have a business. What are they making, right? Just unlicensed stuff, and I don't know, some other like none of the big four sports. Okay, now so that's where we are, right? A lot of pressure, not now, but in the future on Upper Deck and its company, and it could like basically cease to exist. So that's a lot of pressure on Upper Deck and its executives and ownership and leadership and all those important people in the company, right? And like, they don't think that they didn't notice this NHL investment in Fanatics. Okay, so that's where we are now. Now we're just going off the reserve here. We're going a little bit more wild. This is where the conspiracy theory, rumor mongering, whatever. I'm just having fun now. I don't actually believe this. Just to be clear, like I think the chances of this being true is like 5%, but nobody else is talking about this. So let's read through Sports Card Investor's exact quote from the Topps Industry Conference in Arizona. Within the next month, we will have the biggest product announcement in a generation. This is a very specific statement because it's saying, okay, within a month, we're going to tell you something you're not expecting. The key word here and the most interesting word in this quote is a generation. So it's not ever, it's just in a generation, and it's very specific. And to me, it's done with intention. And so what is that intention? Well, first of all, we need to figure out what a generation means. And according to Wikipedia, a generation is 20 to 30 years. 20 to 30 years. Actually, I was surprised it was 30. I just assumed the generation was 20. But let's go with that. So it is currently March 1st, 2023. So 20 years ago was 2003. What kind of big product existed in 2003 that was new, and it would make this the biggest product announcement in a generation? What happened in 2003? What happened? So here we are, 2003, Upper Deck launched Exquisite. My fun theory is that Upper Deck, Fanatics, getting the whole band together, all four major sports, bringing out Exquisite. That's my fun theory. I followed the money. I followed the wording of what whoever it was, Fanatics or Top CEO said. This is what it's led me to. I am in my own fun little conspiracy theory movie now. So that's the video. It's a fun one. What do you guys think? Does this make sense? Am I totally off the radar? I probably am. But I thought this was almost like too cute, too perfect of a conspiracy theory not to share. So that's my thoughts on this. The video that we'll be launching next week, as we always do, because I preview the videos for each week, is about ghosting in sports cards and why that's a problem. So that's coming sometime next week. Until then, thanks for listening and watching. Would love to hear your comments on what you think about this one. But thanks again for watching and listening. Cheers.